So, what do you think makes a good leader? Well, I'll tell you what I think. You see, a leader is often in charge of many people. They often have to look out for them. They're often responsible for them. And the thing is, the best of countries, the best of countries are ones where the vast majority of people are happy, healthy, and well off. That's what makes a great country. Happy, healthy, and well off people. Yeah, that's what's really important. Now, a good leader, what it takes to have a good country like that is that a leader needs compassion. A truly great leader cares about the people that he leads, cares about their health and happiness, cares more about others than they do themselves. Because where would a leader be without their people? So it's very important that the leader thinks about and cares for their followers more than themselves. That's the only way that things will turn out well for them. Because how can a leader truly look after his followers, the ones who make everything possible, if he doesn't care about their well-being? Or they. I really should say they. Yeah, that's the thing. A leader has to have compassion for those that they lead. They have to do everything in their power to ensure that they are happy, healthy, and well off. Because without that, a leader is nothing. But there's far more to being a good leader than just being kind to their followers. Because the world does not revolve around just one country. No matter what country we live in, we're all human beings, which means every single one of us has to look out for each other, look out to ensure the greatest amount of happiness and health for the greatest amount of people. That's why, to be a good leader, you can't just have compassion and care for the people that you follow. To be a good leader, you have to be a good person. You have to care about people in general. You have to be good to everybody. Because if you're not good to everybody, if you are unkind and do bad things, then everyone will turn against you, and the heavens will no longer shine on you. The spirits will abandon you, and no matter how many people who still follow you, you'll be completely on your own, and you'll never last long like that. To be a truly good leader, you have to be a good person. You have to consider the health and happiness of everybody, not just yourself or your people. You have to take everything into consideration. Besides, it's more important to be a good person than a good leader, because only if you're a good person will the heavens truly shine on you, and the spirits of the heavens will truly look out for you. If you are not a good person, if you are malicious and do selfish things, care about nobody but yourself, and abuse your power, the only thing that's going to happen is that the fiery chains of hell are going to latch onto you and pull you under, where there will be no escape from your wrongdoings, and you'll be punished for them for eternity. It definitely is important to be a good person, more important than being a good leader. It's also important to be a good person when it comes to being a soldier. I'm gonna be honest, it kind of bothers me to know that the majority of soldiers are simply trained to follow orders. I mean, what good is life if you can't be yourself? What purpose is there to fight when all you're doing is following orders? There has to be good reasons for it. No matter how much you try to break down a soldier's individuality, nothing will ever take away the fact that they're human beings. And all human beings, no matter who or what they are, no matter how they were trained, no matter how they were raised, they all have the power to make their own decisions. They all have the ability to decide and do what is right. They have their minds, they have their intelligence, they have their emotions, they breathe, their hearts beat, they have thoughts, they make actions. As long as they have that, they're perfectly capable of stepping up, standing up for what's right, even if it means disobeying orders. There's nothing wrong with disobeying orders if it means doing the right thing. There's nothing wrong with it. That's why I really wish that if soldiers were told to do something that they knew would overall be far more harmful to the world than good, that they would retaliate, disobey, refuse. There's nothing wrong with that. To do the right thing is the right thing to do. It's the human thing to do. It's the heavenly thing to do. And who could argue with that? So yeah, as long as you're a human being, as long as you live and breathe, you're perfectly capable of making your own decisions. You're perfectly capable of deciding and doing what is right for the good of the health and happiness for the greatest majority of people out there. There's nothing wrong with refusing orders from a bad leader. It's more important to be a good person than be a good soldier. It's more important to be kind to others, to be compassionate, and consider the health, happiness, and well-being of not just your country, but the entire world. The health and happiness and well-being of everyone in the entire world. No matter who they are, as long as they live, as long as they're in this world, as long as they're living creatures, whether they be human, animal, or anything else. Everything deserves compassion, happiness, health, well-being for everyone and everything. Because that is true goodness. That is what the heavens expect. That is what absolute goodness is. All love and compassion and peace. No hatred, no destruction, and no unfairness. That is what goodness is. And that is what the heavens expect of us human beings. That is how we make our pathway to goodness. That is how we make our pathway to happiness. That is how we make our pathway to the lights of heaven. For without goodness, we fall into darkness and suffering. Without goodness, without compassion, without care for others, without a desire for happiness, health, and well-being for everyone in the world. We are nothing but demons destined for suffering in hell. Goodness makes the world go round. Love, compassion, that is what makes the universe bright. Yeah, for without that, there is no meaning or purpose, just unrelenting darkness. That's why we must do our best to care for others, to desire health, happiness, and well-being at the best for the greatest number of people, for everyone in the world. To go against all hatred, go against all unfairness, go against all discrimination, go against all destruction, for things like that will only open the gates of hell and burn the world with hellfire, and that will cause pain and suffering that nobody desires. Everyone desires happiness. So, the best of leaders should always do their best to ensure that everybody around them is happy, healthy, and well off. But of course, it's more than just being a good leader. It's about being a good person, and a good person truly cares about others, has compassion for others, is full of love, and would never hate or be unfair or be discriminative or cause destruction. That will only make them burn to ash in hellfire. We human beings are expected to be good, so I encourage all of you who watch this video to embrace the goodness in your heart. Consider how much happier the world would be if everyone, including you, had a heart full of compassion for others. If you were not afraid to stand up for what's right, no matter what you were taught in the past, to have the heart to consider the health, happiness, and well-being of the entire world. Because that is what will grant you the stairways to heaven, to peace, happiness, and a truly good and happy life. What I'm basically saying is, To be a good person is the right thing to do and what we are all expected of. Yeah. I hope you all take that into consideration in these trying times. I hope you all won't be afraid to do what's right, to realize what's right, and realize there's nothing wrong with having compassion for others and doing the right thing, even if it means refusing orders from someone who you know is wrong. And remember that only when everybody considers and cares about the health, happiness, and well-being of every single person in the entire world, no matter where they're from, or who they are, or what their story is, or what kind of person they are, or anything, the health, happiness, and well-being of every single person is what will truly make our world thrive. And that is what matters the most. Our world. Yeah.